Hi everybody! In today's video, we'll be demonstrating how to install the Superior Court basketball stencil manufactured by Ursa Major Stencils. Ursa Major is wholly owned by Bridgeway, which is a nonprofit agency serving people with disabilities, and our stencils can be seen on playgrounds, driveways, and schoolyards all across the country. It's a paper stencil, so don't try to install it on a wet or windy day. And before you begin, you'll also want to make sure that your surface is clean and free of any debris or rocks. The entire process should take two people about 2 hours to complete, but slow and steady wins the race. So feel free to take your time, follow the step-by-step instructions, and you'll be shooting three-pointers like a pro in no time. So let's get started.
Let's talk about supplies. First, you'll need paint. Either a striping paint for asphalt or a cement paint is recommended. Choosing the right paint for your project will ensure a long-lasting finished product. You'll also need a paint tray and a small rollers included in our kit, a length of string with a nail tied to the end, and masking tape or painter's tape to tape down your panels. Let's begin by looking at the contents of your stencil packet. Inside the sleeve, you'll find your individual stencil panels plus the three-point panel. We've recently upgraded our stencil material to a thicker, firmer paper, but for this installation, we're using our old material. When you reach the three-point panel as you go through your materials, set that aside for now. We'll get to those later. Flip through the stamped panels, and when you come across the paint roller, set that aside as well. Pull out panels 3 and 4. Those are your master panels, which will be the base to create your entire court. Next, we need to determine the start point for your court. We'll do this by using the string with the nail tied to the end. Tape the end of the string to the backboard, positioned at the center of the hoop. Drop it down so it's just slightly above the ground. We'll be using the string and nail again later for the creation of the three-point line, so don't remove it quite yet from the backboard. Unfold panels 3 and 4 only once to set them in position based on the location of the tip of the nail. Panels 3 and 4 should meet at the nail tip. The drilled holes on the stencil will also be used as additional guides to ensure the paper panels are installed in the right place. Once the first two panels are set under the basket, unfold both panels all the way to the end. And this is very important. Check the free throw line to make sure it's straight. Make any adjustments necessary, as this will be your guide. And it's okay if the paper panels aren't even under the basket. The free throw line is really the key. Tape down panels 3 and 4, and as you're taping, check the free throw line again. You should already see your court taking shape. Place the rest of your panels in position and unfold once using the panel numbers as well as the guide holes as your checkpoints. Working from the center out, unroll each panel one by one. The paper panels should not overlap, but just meet as they're being unrolled. Again, make sure to check that free throw line for each panel before taping it down. Now you can really see the full court. Let's get ready to paint. Begin painting the stencil cutouts, working from the center of the court out. There may be extra cutouts at the top of panel 2, but don't paint those. We're going to cut those off of the paper panel and use them later for the creation of the three-point line. When you're painting, try not to have too much paint on your roller and try to paint the cutouts with a single swipe or two. This will provide your court with the cleanest lines. Once you're finished painting, there's no need to wait to remove the paper panels off the court. Both striping paint and cement paint have pretty fast dry times. To remove the paper, begin on one end and roll up or fold the stencil and tape off the ground. Mistakes happen. If your paint smudges, don't worry. Wipe it up with a wet cloth. Once that's done, take a break. The three-point line is all we've got left. On the 3-point line stencil panel, there's a straight line of cutouts which can be used as one way to turn your dashed line court into a straight line court. The kit has that option, but we won't be demonstrating that today, and I will tell you that many of our customers have left their courts with the dashed lines and don't even notice it. But let's get back to the 3-point line. Using the string and nail from the first step under the basket, start a new length of string originating at the tip of the nail closest to the ground. Tape down and hold the string. Walk out a length of string which is a little longer than the top of the key and wrap it around a piece of chalk. Starting at the top of the key and keeping the string taut, walk your chalk in an arc to a point even with the center of the basket. Because the 3-point line doesn't arc close to the baseline, we'll be using that section of straight line cutouts to fill that space a little later. Position the paper for the 3-point arc at the top of the key and work towards the baseline. Make sure you can barely see your chalk line at the top of the cutouts. Flatten and tape it down lightly using just a couple pieces of tape. Paint this section, pick it up, and move it to the next section of the 3-point arc. Continue until the final cutout is even with the center of the basket, and then of course repeat the process on the other side. Let's finish off the 3-point line. Using that straight line section of cutouts, position a section near the final arc cutout. Tape it down and paint it, meeting at the baseline. If you don't have a traditional baseline, finish even with the start of the key. If you want to create a regulation baseline, the distance is 4 feet from the front of the backboard. Now repeat it on the other side.
And you're done. One note, make sure the paint is fully dry before playing on your court. We hope this video was informative, and more importantly, we hope you enjoy many hours of playing on your finished basketball court. By purchasing an Ursa Major stencil, you have supported our mission of serving people with disabilities. Thank you.